Welcome to North Georgia News Now. I'm Terry Buns. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to use the next half hour to take a deep dive into how manufacturing is changing in North Georgia. Long known as the carpet capital of the world, Dalton is becoming increasingly recognized for its solar output capabilities. We're going to talk about how the Qcells solar panel factory has impacted our local economy through the creation of new jobs, local hires, competitive wages, comfortable working conditions, and opportunities for job advancement. All of these things contribute to more local graduates opting not to move out of the area in order to give local manufacturing a try. Add all of this positive to solar energy's role in combating climate change and countering China's industrial might, and the outlook is very promising. Later we'll share WDNN's community calendar, but first, here's your local weather.
Today's local weather is brought to you by Build Well Bake.
Welcome back to North Georgia News Now. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into Dalton's manufacturing history and current trends. Long known as the carpet capital of the world, Dalton is growing exponentially as a solar hub. Lisa Nash knows firsthand what happens to communities when factory jobs disappear. Nash, the general manager for the Qcells solar panel factory in Dalton, was recently interviewed by Julian Spector of Canary Media. What follows includes a summary of their conversation. Growing up in Cartersville, Nash recalls what it was like in the 1980s when corporations were offshoring production to reduce costs and raise profits. The remaining jobs in carpet factories in Northwest Georgia were typically lower paying ones that didn't offer the same ladder to the middle class. Against the advice of her grandparents, who held jobs in manufacturing, Nash embarked on a career in the manufacturing of textiles, aviation, automotive, and steel. Now she's helping to bring higher tech, higher paying factory work back to the corridor between Atlanta and Chattanooga. Qcells opened in Dalton in January of 2019 after President Donald Trump's administration imposed a fresh round of tariffs on Chinese-made panels. The Korean conglomerate Hanwha owns Qcells and initially planned to hire several hundred people at its Dalton factory. By the end of 2019, it employed more than 800 people. Qcells broke ground on a second facility in Dalton in February of 2023. Completed that August, the expansion added 2 football fields worth of manufacturing space with 4 new production lines, which produce 1.5 times more solar panels than the original 3 lines, thanks to technological advances. Now the entire complex employs 2,000 people full-time and makes 5.1 gigawatts of solar panels a year, more than any other site in the U.S. Dalton's solar jobs are boosting wages, invigorating the historic town center, and employing local high school graduates. Those benefits are also starting to spread to nearby communities where new solar factories are springing to life. Dalton is already reaping the rewards from slotting solar into its storied history of industrial production. Both CSX and Norfolk Southern run Class 1 rail lines through Dalton, a testament to its industrial legacy, and freight trains bellow day and night. That legacy harks back to 1900 when Catherine Evans Whitner sold a hand-tufted bedspread from her front porch for $2.50. The cottage industry took off in this land of forested ridges and stream-crossed valleys, and over time, local factories consolidated into global carpeting giants like Shaw Industries and Mohawk Industries. In fact, the new Georgia Encyclopedia states that 80% of America's tufted carpet production happens within 100 miles of Dalton. Dalton employment numbers peaked at just over 80,000 in 2006, but the Great Recession crushed the home building industry, squashing the demand for Dalton's carpeting products. From June 2011 to June 2012, Dalton notched the dubious distinction of the most jobs lost of all 372 metro areas surveyed by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. By that point, 1/4 of Dalton's pre-recession jobs had vanished, and unemployment surged to 12.3%. Since then, the industry has recovered somewhat. Engineered Floors, Mohawk, and Shaw still dominate local employment with some 14,000 jobs among them. Those companies have had to adapt to evolving consumer taste, shifting from wall-to-wall carpets to hardwood and other flooring materials. They've also automated aspects of production, reducing the number of workers needed. In the wake of the Great Recession, local leaders sought to diversify Dalton's industry. The county acquired an undeveloped lot south of town, and Carl Campbell, Executive Director of Economic Development at the Greater Dalton Chamber of Commerce, pushed to clear and level the site so it was shovel-ready for some future tenant. When Trump's solar tariffs kicked in, Campbell's counterparts at Georgia Department of Economic Development sent Qcells his way. Qcells showed up in February of 2018, looking to spin up its first American solar panel factory in less than a year. Dalton managed to bring in new industry to balance out its base of carpets and flooring. Qcells originally promised to invest $130 million and to hire 525 people within 5 years. Campbell says that they did it in 3 months. Georgia gets hot and carpet factories get hot, but the vast floors of the twin solar factories are quite literally cool places to work. The climate control is not unique to the assembling of solar panels, but it is required for the sensitive, precisely calibrated products. The air conditioners are but one sign that high-tech manufacturing has arrived, and that it makes for pretty comfortable work. Even more than Qcells air conditioning, people kept bringing up the pay. By offering more for entry-level positions than other factories in town, Qcells started attracting workers and pushed up wages across Dalton. Now, Qcells hourly wages for non-experienced hires start at $17.50 to $22 an hour. That ranges from $36,000 to $45,000 a year for full-time work. Workers with experience in robotics and manufacturing can take home much more. Employees can raise their pay through a variety of on-the-job training, most of which involves handling and troubleshooting the in-house fleet of robots. When we come back, we're going to continue this in-depth look focusing on hiring locally, spending locally, and how Qcell solar efforts are expanding out of Dalton and into other parts of Georgia. But first, here are your local obituaries. Welcome back. Before break, we talked about how Dalton's solar panel factory, Qcells, is affecting our local manufacturing workforce. Now we turn our attention to how solar manufacturing is impacting and stimulating our local economy. Plus, we'll speak on solar manufacturing's expansion into other parts of Georgia. In Julian Spector's recent article for Canary Media, he reported that when Qcells was first staffing up, it relied on Quick Start, a Georgia State program that funds worker training for new factories before they open. A major draw for executives deciding where to locate their factories. QCell still recruits to meet ongoing staffing needs, and it has been paying special attention to high schoolers who are graduating and looking for employment. QCell's General Manager Lisa Nash speaks passionately about QCell's recruitment efforts, as she has seen the civic fallout from decades when local families encouraged kids to avoid manufacturing. Nash said that small communities cannot thrive with kids graduating and leaving those communities to live elsewhere in order to get high-paying technical jobs, even though that's what's happening across the country. Bringing manufacturing back, Nash said, and bringing highly automated manufacturing is offering job opportunities that keep many students local. Some 56% of Dalton area students enroll in post-secondary education within 16 months of graduating high school, according to Stephanie Womack, Director of Education and Workforce Development for the Greater Dalton Chamber of Commerce. For the remainder, the Chamber wants to make sure family-supporting jobs are available. For 2 weeks in June, Womack helped run Project Purpose, a crash course in how to start and navigate careers that pay living wages. Recent high school graduates prepped for interviews, shopped for professional clothes, and toured housing options in Dalton hotspots, the kind of places they could frequent once they joined the workforce. But the centerpiece of the program amounted to professional speed dating, as Dalton major employers offered tours and entry-level jobs last year. Dalton's first time running Project Purpose, 7 young adults completed the program and QCell's hired one of them. This time, 18 finished and QCell's hired 12 of them. Womack said that QCell's is providing a diverse set of options for local students who need to go to work but want to stay in our community. They see a climate-controlled facility with entry-level opportunities, and that's exciting for them. For younger people to stay in town and build a life, Dalton needs more housing, and it's getting its first large apartment complex in over 2 decades. Campbell said in total, 900 apartment units are slated to come online from last August through this November. Not enough to catch up on a long-running housing deficit, but a step in the right direction. That renewed real estate activity is reflected in downtown Dalton's bustling core. Dalton got in early on the National Clean Energy Factory revival and has already seen its solar factory push up wages, enable local high school graduates to stay and start careers, and inject money into a reinvigorated downtown. Many more communities in Georgia are following close behind with their own clean tech factories seeking a similar economic jolt. Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff said that there is a palpable and intense sense of excitement across the state about how these manufacturing and infrastructure policies are supercharging Georgia's economic development. Ossoff added that it's not just the primary industrial facilities, it's all of the secondary and tertiary suppliers and vendors and service companies and the financial service firms needed to support them. QCell's is building an even bigger factory compound downtown in Cartersville, and a solar recycling startup called SolarCycle plans to break ground on a combination solar panel recycling facility and solar glass factory in Cedartown, some 70 miles southwest of Dalton. SolarCycle plans to invest $344 million in the community and to hire 600 full-time employees. SolarCycle will use its rail spur to ship in low iron silica from a mine in Georgia, plus soda ash and limestone. Over time, it will supplement those raw ingredients with increasing amounts of glass the company will pull from decommissioned solar panels, including those made by QCell's. The goal is to produce enough glass for 5 gigawatts of panels per year. That SolarCycle will ship to nearby customers. At that point, workers in Northwest Georgia will have a hand in all the major steps of solar module production except for the processing of raw polysilicon. Dalton has benefited from an industrial invigoration that clean energy factories are bringing to cities and towns across Georgia. People broadly appreciate it, if not for the role in combating climate change or countering China's industrial might, then for high starting wages, comfortable working conditions, and opportunities for advancement. That's a lot to think about. In recognition of National Dog Day happening on Sunday, August 25th, WDNN TV held a doggy photo contest. 3 members from our community anonymously selected one winner, though they say doing so was very hard. The winner receives a doggy bag full of treats. And that winner is Sabrina, the Boston Terrier from the family of Joanne Davis. Congratulations, Joanne. And here are the other adorable contestants. We at WDNN would like to thank everyone who took the time to submit pictures of their dogs for this contest. Don't forget to celebrate your furry best friend on Sunday for National Dog Day. When we come back, we'll present WDNN's community calendar. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the North Georgia News. I'm Kate Sutherland. Here are some things going on in our area. Dalton Little Theater will open its 2024-2025 season with Grand Horizons, a Tony Award-nominated comedy by Bess Wall. The story is about a couple, Nancy and Bill, who decide to divorce after 50 years of marriage. Their adult sons, Brian and Ben, are shocked by the decision and come to the Grand Horizons Community Living Center to try and make sense of this possibility. As they do so, everything they thought they knew about their parents begins to change. The play explores themes such as marriage, family, imperfect pasts, and love in new forms. As the family grapples with their new reality, each must reckon with their own imperfect past and how their love for each other might express itself in new and unlikely forms. You may see some of your own family in these characters, and the audience is guaranteed to laugh, cry, and maybe be a bit shocked by the interaction of aging parents with their adult children. Leave the kids at home, make it a night out for mom and dad when attending this one, as mature situations and language are part of the author's Neil Simonish storytelling. Produced in cooperation with Dramatist Play Service, directed by Karen Keith and featuring the talents of Judith Beasley, Ken Russell, Anthony Davis, Ron King, Joanna Lewis, Joshua Gunther, and Helen Crawford. The show runs from August 16th, 17th, 18th, 23rd, and 24th. All evening shows are at 7 p.m. with a Sunday matinee on that 18th happening at 2 p.m. Tickets are available at DaltonLittleTheater.com. For more information, call DLT at 706-226-6618. In recognition of National Dog Day happening on August 25th, WDNN is hosting a dog photo contest. The last day to enter is Wednesday, August 21st. The lucky winner, anonymously selected by people from our community, will win a doggy bag full of treats. To enter, send a picture of your dog or dogs by email to ConnieHallScott@yahoo.com. Write "my dog" in the comments section. The winner will be announced on North Georgia News Now on Facebook and Instagram next Thursday. All entries will be featured on the news. Good luck. The Northwest Real Estate Connect will take place on Thursday, August 22nd from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Freya's Lounge, located at 303 East Morris Street in Dalton. Join hosts Andrea Nicole, Ginger King, and guests for an evening full of meaningful conversations, potential partnerships, and valuable insight into the local real estate market. Whether you're a realtor, mortgage lender, construction worker, roofer, painter, or any profession, come out to connect and collaborate. Light hors d'oeuvres will be provided, and Freya's has prepared a Selling Sunset themed list of cocktails that will be available for purchase. Don't miss the chance to expand your connections, share your experiences with fellow professionals, and elevate your career. All area professionals are welcome. This event is sponsored in part by WDNN TV and Porsche of Chattanooga. Calling all Swifties, the Artistic Civic Theater, or the ACT, invites the community out for a super fun weekend, singing along to your favorite Taylor Swift songs from all eras. The first event, the first cabaret of ACT's 33rd season, will take place August 22nd through August 24th at the ACT Studio, featuring the voices of Ashlyn Barnett, Blakely Nix, Cassie Richardson, Chelsea Thompson, Gracie Owens, Jesse Hargis, Kate Ashcraft, Kate Orr, Kinsley Blount, Kinsley Stevens, Lily Sharp, and Lindy Hester. Evening shows are at 7:30 p.m. with an August 25th performance starting at 2. Expect surprises like friendship bracelets, photo booth, and themed drinks, snacks, and desserts, all included in the ticket price of $30. Visit ArtisticCivicTheater.com to purchase tickets. Hope Spur for Mental Health will host the second annual Wind Therapy Ride to Prevent Suicide on Saturday, August 31st, with a meetup at Mountain Creek Harley-Davidson in Dalton at 10:30 a.m. A blessing of the bikes will take place at 11:15 a.m. See plenty of cool bikes, Jeeps, and classic cars. At the after party, it will include raffles, an auction, live music, and vendors. Everything is kid-friendly until 8 p.m. Are you feeling lucky? Join Dalton Ghost Tours on Friday, September 13th for a special Friday the 13th Ghost Walk. Starting at 8 p.m., embark on a 90-minute exploration of Dalton's legendary past and haunted history with WDNN's own Connie Hall Scott, the author of Haunted Dalton, Georgia. Start Point is directly across the street from the historic Wink Theater on West Crawford Street downtown. Tickets are priced at $20 for adults, $10 for kids ages up to 12. Kids under 10 Kids under 10 attend free. For more information, visit Dalton Ghost Tours on Facebook or Instagram, or call 706-809-0518. Autographed copies of Haunted Dalton, Georgia will be available for purchase. Dalton's second annual Falloweens is set for Saturday, September 21st from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Burr Performing Arts Center. Expect an awesome, fun-filled day with crafts, artists, and food vendors, plenty of sweets, activities, and music. The North Georgia Fried Pickle Festival is coming to the North Georgia Fairgrounds on October 5th and 6th. Shop with over 175 craft and commercial vendors. Enjoy a variety of food, including pickles, a petting zoo, pony rides, inflatables, trackless train rides, face painting, games, entertainment, and more. Special guests include Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and Turtle Man live in action. Admission is $5 and parking is free. WDNN TV's long-time-running, highly anticipated program, Football Friday, starts this week. Hosted live by Chris Owens and Jason Patterson, Football Friday airs on Friday nights at 11 p.m. and will keep you informed on what happened on the football fields in our area, including Dalton High School, Northwest Whitfield High School, Coahola Creek, Christian Heritage, Ringgold High School, Southwest Whitfield High School, North Murray, and Murray County High School. It's a fun-filled, action-packed hour of highlights and commentary that re-airs on Saturdays at 10 a.m., only on North Georgia Television's WDNN TV. You can also watch live and on YouTube and Facebook. Football Friday will air for 12 weeks at 11 p.m. Be sure to tune in. If you'd like to include your event in WDNN TV's community calendar, send an email to info@wdnntv.com with event in the subject line. Be sure to follow WDNN TV on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. See you soon.